What's going on, Supreme Duelists? Welcome back to the channel. This is The Wild Jimothy and I'm your host, Jimmy Mitch, here with some more Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel replays. I told y'all this week I was going to be showcasing a different deck, and I am here to deliver. This is my Ice Barrier deck. This is the deck that I used in these replays, however there are a slight modifications to this deck versus what I used in the replays. First and foremost, this card, Synchro Transmission, I actually had two of these in the deck. Yeah, I'm not sure which card wasn't in there. Maybe it was one less Ash Blossom, probably. That makes sense knowing my playstyle. I probably had two Ash, two Maxis. And then down here in the extra deck, I had this card, Crystron, whatever that says. And we had one less Marincess Coral Anemone. So here's the current deck list. Just keep those changes in mind when you're watching these replays, and on to the duels. So I decided for this video to not watch the duels in advance to me recording. I'm just going in raw, so it's been a while since I've seen this, so excuse me if I don't know what's going on here. Yes, Vanquish Soul. So I was using this Ice Barrier deck. These duels also are pretty old. I want to say they're from around the same time as the last video, the Red Eyes. So like October, November-ish. The best way to tell when these duels were is keep in mind when that Ice Barrier field came out in Master Duel. This duel was before that field came out, but as soon as that field came out, I went ahead and copped the field. So I got a couple duels with this field, and then when you start seeing the Ice Barrier field, that'll be when I obviously have gotten the field, and that'll kind of give you a timeline of where these duels lie. I'll check the date after this replay is over, and I can see when it was. But anyway, for commentary, we summoned Revealer of the Ice Barrier, which is like the starter for this deck. You use it, discard a card, and you can bring out a tuner, but that got negated. Luckily, I had Speaker for the Ice Barrier in my hand who can special summon itself when there's another Ice Barrier monster on the field. So I had two level 4s, so I overlaid them into the Stealth Kraken, who has a really dope effect that makes all the opponent's monsters water types, and he has a quick effect where he can, during the main phase, destroy any water type monster that the opponent has and inflict half of its attack points to their life points as damage. So we're trying to do that, and we get what's this? We get impermed. A lot of effects going off here. I had Trap Trick in the deck because I got some really good traps in this deck that I don't always have, so if I should happen to draw into a Trap Trick, I can use it to set the trap that I need at that time for whatever given situation. And I went ahead and used Ice Barrier because I know they got rid of or negated my effect, so I couldn't destroy their monsters that may or may not happen to be stronger than my own. So I got this Ice Barrier, which will basically make their attack become 0 when they declare their attack and negate their effects. And those are permanent things that happen to these monsters, and they can't change their battle positions. So pretty dope card if you ask me. We're going against Vanquish Soul, so this was around the time when Vanquish Soul at first came out in Master Duel, so I saw a lot of these while I was training with these Ice Barriers. We drew our Harpy's Feather Duster. He's gonna go ahead and use Called by the Grave to get rid of my Revealer of the Ice Barrier, negating its effects, which is unfortunate, but he made a pretty good call, I suppose. Everything that he could have done that too. That was probably the best choice. Alright, so we are going to attack. He's gonna change my battle position, so we'll just attack with the other one, flip over the Ice Barrier card, destroy the monster. Main phase 2. We can banish the Speaker for the Ice Barrier if we have an Ice Barrier monster on the field, and we can summon a token. Alright, we use the token and the Stealth Kraken spawn, whose battle position was changed, to special summon this Coral Anemone. Alright. We can use the tuner that I have on the field. What's his name? Hexa Spirit of the Ice Barrier to send a level 3 or lower Ice Barrier monster from our deck to the grave to change its level to match that monster's level. Alright, the guy uses his Vanquish Soul. Hard to keep up with all these effects. Vanquish Soul destroys my monster since it was in the column, but when that monster is destroyed, I can use, if I have the Stealth Kraken in my grave, to special summon it and then attach a water monster to it as material. So now our effect is back active. We destroy the monster that destroyed the spawn, and we use the anemone to get this guy out. And the Vanquish Soul dude using a lot of field effects, so I wanted to special summon this guy, General Raiho, whose effect is every time an opponent's monster activates an effect on the field, they must discard something from their hand to resolve the effect. Now, my opponent playing Vanquish Soul, I know they want to keep the cards in their hand, so I felt like this would be a great move to put him on the field while they're doing their thing. Alright, he adds Small World. Oh, and we got the trap, by the way. This trap right here, Synchro Transmission, I got 2 of those on the field, right? Well, I got 2 of those in my deck, and you're about to see why. So I added that to my deck because he's trying to destroy my monster again. So we're gonna go ahead and flip that trap over and use the monster he was trying to destroy as Synchro material. And Synchro summon into our... yeah, Deep Sea Prima Donna. Okay. So unfortunately, we lose the you must discard a card effect. So he gets to start activating stuff on the field and he doesn't have to discard anything. Oh, the caveat is if you don't discard something, your effect is just negated, so. Alright. Vanquish Soul bro doing Vanquish Soul things. I'm not about to sit here and act like I know what's going on, but you've all probably seen this deck enough to where y'all know what's happening here. Alright, Security Dragon. We got a co-link on the field. He returns my Stealth Kraken to my extra deck. The Deep Sea Prima Donna's defense is insane, so I mean, he didn't have anything he could use to destroy it. So, lucky me, we can use this guy in the grave to target our water monster that's on the field, reduce his level by 2 to special summon this guy from the graveyard. Alright, so he's steadily burning me for damage over and over. Alright, so we're gonna get our level 7 guy down to a level 5 to special summon our level 2 from the grave. And most likely we will normal summon the level 2 in our hand. So we got 5 plus 2 is 7. And we're gonna have 2 more that'll be a level 9 synchro if we could get it off. Alright, never mind, destroyed my Deep Sea. Man, going kinda hard over there, bruh. Alright, we're gonna use Synchro Transmission in the grave to shuffle back our Deep Sea Prima Donna, and we can draw 1 card. And we drew my boy, General Wayne. So, if I have an Ice Barrier monster on my field, I can special summon him as long as my opponent controls a monster. When he's special summoned, I get to add an Ice Barrier spell or trap from my deck to the hand. So, he's burning me, burning me, burning me. We get this guy, the Medallion of the Ice Barrier, to get another speaker for the Ice Barrier, who we can special summon, but for whatever reason they quit. Yeah. I don't really even know why they quit, but hey, we'll take it, bro. Vanquish Soul's annoying. On to the next duel. Alright guys, so in between cuts I was able to check and make sure the dates that these duels were happening were like end of November through December. And maybe a little early January towards the end. So that's when all these duels were taking place. Alright, so I got my boy General Gantala on the field, whose effect is during the end phase, he can special summon an Ice Barrier from the graveyard. We bring out Zuijin of the Ice Barrier, and we are going against Eldlich, the Golden Lord. I remember this being a pretty good duel. Alright, so he's got a nice, decent little setup over there. We get General Wayne, who we can special summon because we have We got ice barrier monsters on the field, and our opponent controls monsters. So we can special summon him. They flip over summon limit, and we get ice barrier trap in our hand. We're gonna attack his face down, and we'll just end our turn there. He destroys my guy, so I can't get my special summon during the end phase, but I don't think I had anything, and yeah, nothing was in my grave to special summon. Anyway, so this guy is playing the floodgate version of Eldlich, so he's got a bunch of floodgates in his deck, if I remember correctly, and he's gonna basically try to stop me from playing the game. Luckily, I got 2 ice barriers set over there on the left, and the card that I have set on the right is Ice Dragon's Prison. So when I was building this deck, I was trying to make it where all the cards I had kind of fit the theme. So obviously you can put Ice Dragon's Prison in any deck, but it obviously fits in this deck because this is the Ice Dragon deck. So we since he fusion summoned that mad Golden Lord, we just use Ice Dragon Prison to get his normal Golden Lord out of the grave and then banish both of them just to not have to worry about those guys anymore. We use our spell Winds Over the Ice Barrier to tribute any number of Ice Barrier monsters to special summon that same amount of Ice Barrier monsters from the deck. So we get our Revealer and the Hexa Spirit dude, and we synchro summon Trishula 0 and banish 3 cards off of his field. We're gonna attack directly, and we'll end the turn there. Still got the 2 ice barriers set. Alright. Brings out another Eldlich the Golden Lord. Alright, he adds another Eldlich trap. And he sets some back row, and he's passing it back to me. We still got Trishula on the field. We can banish that card to get any of our Ice Barrier monsters that are banished or in the graveyard back to the hand. So, because we have Trishula on the field, we can special summon General Wayne, so we get General Wayne out the grave. He destroys my Trishula, but Trishula's other effect is, when it's destroyed, I can special summon a Trishula from my extra deck, the original Trishula, negate all of his monsters, and it gains 3,300 attack, and his monster's effects are negated, but he negated that, so it is what it is. We had to just pass it. We still got 2 ice barriers set, so we can negate the effects of his Golden Lord. I remember him, I set that ice barrier earlier, by the way, and he knew that's what that card was, because I think I set it off of something else, but he knew what it was. So he tried to stop me from using it earlier. So I went ahead and used that ice barrier so he would not be privy to the other one that I have set when he tries to inevitably attack me again. We get Medallion of the Ice Barrier, so we're gonna add an ice barrier monster from our deck to our hand so that we can normal summon it and then get this General Wayne off, because I want to get that General Wayne out there. Alright, we get Revealer, who we normal summon, then we special summon General Wayne. General Wayne gets us a card, but we're going to get Imperm, but I flip over my Imperm to negate his Imperm. Alright? So he's gonna special summon this dude to banish a card from my grave. He gets rid of my Kaiju. It's like, whatever, bro. Didn't need the Kaiju because your other guy's negated and has 0 attack. And what do you know, the other one's about to be the same way. And we pull out our 3rd ice barrier from the deck, flip over the 2nd one, negate that Golden Lord, and take him out for game, bruh. Straight up, straight up. That's just the way it goes sometimes. On to the next duel. I gotta say, man, all the summon limits didn't do that guy any favors, bruh. You know, I hate to have to do that to the Eldlich player, but it had to be done. Alright, so we're going first. Alright, let me pause right quick. We normal summon this guy, Warlock of the Ice Barrier, which is like, why you control another Ice Barrier monster? Both players must set spell cards before activating them, and you cannot activate them until your next turn. So, pretty much a way to slow down my opponent's game, because I had nothing in my hand that I could really use, especially going first with General Wayne. So he Kaiju's us, which is fine by me, and then he's able to use his spell cards, and he super polys away my monster into the Mud Dragon of the Swamp. We do have our Trap Trick set. This guy is also playing water. but it's not Ice Barrier, it's Umilok. So he's gonna try to floodgate me, which is fine. It is what it is. You're not the first, you won't be the last. Ice Barrier is pretty much a floodgate deck too. So the main thing with the Ice Barrier cards is all of the main deck monsters have these floodgate-like effects, and then the idea is you're supposed to like slow down your opponent enough to where you can get enough monsters onto the field to summon out the synchros to kind of do your real big damage and everything. But it does not work that well because you rarely get all of the floodgates onto the field that you need to truly stop your opponent from playing. So, but it's a cool deck. I like the boss monster. I was inspired to build this deck because I was a fan of the two forms of Trishula because I used them in my ABC Dragon Buster deck. So I went ahead and built a deck around the archetype that Trishula was from. So that's why I ended up making this deck, and I think it's pretty cool. And as you can see, I now have the Ice Barrier field. So yeah, I thought it was pretty tight that after I kind of got good at using this deck, they added the Ice Barrier field. And the reason I say this is the Ice Barrier field and not just a generic ice field, if you look at the base that the mate is on, that little icon that's glowing is literally the Ice Barrier icon. You can see that icon on many of the cards that are in the deck. So we're gonna go ahead and banish some things using Trishula. We're gonna Kaiju his Stealth Kraken. We're gonna attack the Kaiju. And yeah, end our turn. Alright. He halves my attack to summon that monster, and then he Xyz summons into another Stealth Kraken using the Mud Dragon of the Swamp, destroys my Trishula, who I will bring out the original form, negate his Stealth Kraken, and add 3,300 attack to my normal Trishula. Okay, now we're gonna use the medallion to get out the revealer of the Ice Barrier. We'll use Winds to banish and get our speaker back. We'll summon Revealer, discard Warlock to bring out the Hexa Spirit, bring out Speaker, Spirit sends away Zoojin, then we are gonna Synchro Summon into the Coral Dragon. So this is a pretty good showcase of all of the cards that are in my extra deck. We use Coral and Revealer to go into this Ice Jade chick. Coral draws me a card. Speaker can banish itself to summon the token. We're gonna use the medallion, which is not once per turn, so we can get another one out there. Unfortunately, I didn't think about it, but I had already summoned my Speaker this turn, so I couldn't summon this one that I got out of my hand. I was gonna go into the Marincess thing, and then I had this other play that I do, and it was gonna be pretty lit, but yeah, couldn't summon my Speaker, so I had to go with what I had. Alright, I'm familiar with the game here. I know what happens with these cards. You know, he's using a lot of cards that I use in my deck, so now we're able to get out the Marincess since our Ice Jade was pretty much useless at that point. All my monsters are water, so they're gonna do this stuff, but I used the Ice Jade effect earlier, so my monsters can't be destroyed this turn. Alright. We are going to bring out this World Sea Zelantis dude who banishes every monster on the field and then special summons them back to their owner's field. Unfortunately for my opponent, the Stealth Kraken spawns were not Xyz summoned properly, so I could not summon them back once they were banished. So, my monster remains on the field. This guy has to play me with one card. Unfortunately, he has all the cards he needs. He goes into this guy here, and yeah. He can take my monster, and yeah, I don't really have a lot of life points here to take another attack, so he's gonna hit me for game. And yeah, I took that L, but hey, you got to see a lot of the cool stuff out of my extra deck, so I'm not mad about this duel. On to the next one. What's crazy is I remember having these replays saved, and you know, obviously I had that super long hiatus from making YouTube videos. I wanted to release this Ice Barrier thing in December, like around Christmas, as kind of like a winter cool little theme video for y'all, and just kind of as a surprise, like, hey man, I'm doing some other decks besides just Red Eyes now, folks. But I just couldn't get the motivation. But it's all good, bro. It's Black History Month now. We getting it off here, so not mad about it. All right, we bringing out our General Wayne to special summon him on turn 1, which is unheard of. To get a Ice Barrier spell or trap from our deck to the hand, we're gonna get the Freezing Chains, and we're gonna maxi immediately. So we Trap Trick. He's gonna Lightning Storm all my spells and traps, so we're gonna Trap Trick into an Ice Barrier, because when Ice Barrier goes to the grave, I'm able to use its second effect to banish it and then send a level 5 or higher Ice Barrier or Water Monster from my deck to the grave, and then I can add anyone's Water Monster from my grave to my hand. So we take the Kaiju, just because, what's this guy playing? Purrely, yeah. Yeah, this was back in those days. I told y'all why I stopped playing Master Duel. Well, not why I stopped. Why I stopped making videos was because I couldn't get any good duels because my Red Eyes was just constantly going against Purrely and Kashtira. That was all I saw, so we know how to deal with Purrely. We got the Kaiju in hand, and we got him under Max C, so to use the Sleepy Memory, we're gonna Ash the card, negate it. All right, and they're gonna end their turn. Julio, bro, we're gonna draw. We get our General Gantala, right? That's this guy. Oh yeah, we Kaiju the freaking Purrely. All right, so my friend Purrely gets to add a quick play, I guess, back to his hand from the grave. We're gonna banish Winds to get Revealer back in hand, summon Revealer, get rid of Gantala, bring out the Hexa Spirit, send away the Warlock to make it level 3, bring out the, what's this guy's speaker? No, Prior of the Ice Barrier. They all got crazy names. Anyway, bring back the General, link off into our Marincess. All right. Marincess is gonna let us get a Water Monster out of the graveyard that has 1500 or less attack. Remember, Prior is not once per turn also, so he can just tribute himself to bring back any Ice Barrier monster from my graveyard. We banish every Water Monster to summon them back to the owner's field, which means the Kaiju comes back to me. I love that play. Kaiju the opponent's monster, then take my Kaiju back. Alright, send away the Prior, bring out General Gantala, and we attacking with everything. Alright, during the end phase, General Gantala will add another Ice Barrier from the grave. We're gonna bring out Warlock just so he can't use any spells or traps, because I know that's what Purrely loves to do. Well, he can't use spells, traps he can use. Alright, and he was like, well damn bro, you got me dog, I'm gonna just pass it back to you and let you win, because I have honor. So I did that. I was like, you know what bro, you gotta let me get that bro. I mean, I went against this top tier deck with this garbage Ice Barrier, you gotta give me that. And he did. I respect my opponent. I can't read that name, but brother or sister, you have my respect. On to the next duel. All right, folks, last duel of the video. I hope you guys have been enjoying this Ice Barrier deck. I have been enjoying playing it. It is a lot of fun. Okay, we're gonna start off with Medallion, and we're gonna use the other Medallion to get Speaker and Zoojin. We're going to normal summon Revealer, send away our Zoojin, special summon the Speaker and the Hexa Spirit, and then we're gonna immediately go into Trishula on turn 1, just to get one card out of my opponent's hand, because why not? And it's a random card, and look what we hit, Numeron Network. We are going against a freaking cheesy OTK loser. Anyway, no offense to people that use that card, by the way, but I'm sorry. That was the luckiest thing in the world, and I'm so glad I hit that. Look at this dude. Look at the cards he's using. Dimension Shifter, Alpha Master of Beasts. That's probably the only respectable card, but my Trishula gets banished. Not trimmed. And then he's got Dimensional Fissure. Like, what are you doing, bruh? What are you doing, bruh? Come on now. Alright, let's Harpies that back row. Let's just get all that out of here. What's the other card he had back there? Look at that. Negate all Dark Monster effects. Sorry, bro. Playing a water deck. Okay, we're gonna Kaiju your monster just because no. Alright. Now check this out. I'm an Aqua. We got Ice Dragon's Prison over here. He's got a Spellcaster in his grave, Dimension Shifter. He's going to Monster Reborn my Revealer because I guess he wants to get damage. Check this out. Ice Dragon Prison. bring back the Dimension Shifter. You know, we do have 2 spellcasters on the field, you feel me? We could banish them both, but look at these defense points. 2200, look at my Kaiju, 2200 attack. I think I'll leave this Dimension dude right here. All right, yeah, sit those monsters down, bro. They're mine anyway, bro. You can't have them. All right, draw phase. We get the ice barrier. Wonderful. Set the trap. He's gonna flip over freaking Macrocosmos. Like, what a freaking loser. This dude is trying his best to get the freaking Numeron network back out there, bro. I'm telling you, like, what? It's sad. It is sad. All right, we're not gonna put this guy on the field because we don't want to go through Macrocosmos. He's destroying his own Dimension Shifter. Man, this guy is trying his best. Ice barrier, bro. All right, we can take the 17. We wasn't about to take the 22. All right, now check out how I get to gaming on this dude right quick. Okay, we're gonna bring out the old, what's this guy, Warlock. Banish the speaker, use Zooagen's effect, and come out, and we're gonna link off into our Marincess Link monster. We do have one more water in the grave. We're gonna summon him, bring him out, and we're gonna link all of our monsters off into the World CZ Lantis. Now, the Marincess, when I use Marincess Coral Anemone's effect, it locks me into only summoning water monsters for this whole turn. So, if my opponent had anything other than water monsters, I would not be able to summon those back. But luckily, all he had was water monsters because all of his monsters were mine. So, we're gonna use this effect, Synchro Summon, into our Deep Sea Prima Donna. Since a lot of cards are getting banished, I'm gonna give him one of his cards back, the one that negates all dark monsters, because I have no dark monsters. To bring out a level 4 from my graveyard or banish pile, I believe, we get back our Revealer, hit him for everything, got him down to 100 life points. It's funny because that's the same amount of life points the last dude had, but anyway. He sets one card face down. I don't know what, it could be anything, bruh. And based on the type of deck this guy's playing, not taking any chances. And just look at the card. What? Fossil Dino when it's flip face destroy all spec. Like, this dude is such a loser. So I went ahead and banished it for him, and I'm gonna just summon it in face up attack position so it doesn't have to be flip face up. It's just gonna be up, okay? If he's all right with that. And we'll just attack him directly per game. Ha! So, glad I was able to get through all of that without losing, because that would have been a cheesy way to lose, but I'm glad I pulled it off. Anyway, that's the entire video for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope y'all like this new deck. If you did, you know, like the video, leave me a comment, let me know you want to see some more cool stuff. Have no fear, the Red Eyes cards will be back. Don't worry, I know y'all love Red Eyes duels, but I kind of just wanted to show y'all some other stuff because I do really like this deck, and had a lot of fun making this video, doing those duels. So like the video, subscribe to the channel if you want to see some more content, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Deuce out.